What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Ancestor, and we are back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about ancestor work. And please forgive me if I am looking all over the place, but I am not recording on what I usually record on, and it is extremely awkward. Yeah. But I want you guys to get this information, so let's get it. What is ancestor work? Ancestor work is the act of honoring and building a connection with your elders who have came before you and are no longer on this physical realm. Okay? So a lot of you guys might have questions as to, is this okay for me to practice? Is this okay for me to do? Because you follow whatever other spiritual path or religious path, whatever the case may be. I want to let you know that ancestor work is not bound to any specific religion. Literally, you are getting in connection with your ancestors, your DNA, your bloodline, your lineage, and the folks who make you, you. So don't be afraid. You're not doing anything wrong. All you're doing is tapping into what's already inside of you for deeper knowledge, understanding, help, protection, etc. Now, what can you do to build a connection with your ancestors? The first thing I always suggest is prayer. You would pray to your higher self and you're asking for clarity so that you can understand and decipher these messages when they're being, brought to you. Also, you're going to ask for an open mind so that you are receptive to your ancestors when they are trying to come through. Two very important things. You have to have a clear mind and you have to be open and willing to accept these messages that are going to be relayed to you via your ancestors. Now, you're going to pray to, like I said, your higher self and ask for those things. Then also go into pray to your ancestors. Let them know that you're ready. Mind you, they're here all the time. They're around you. They're protecting you whether you know it or not. But now that you're calling upon them and you're saying, I'm ready to build this connection with you, this will no longer be a one-way street. It's going to be a two-way street. I'm going to look after you on this realm and you're going to look after me on the other realm, in the other realms. You understand? So you're going to pray to them. You're going to ask them for guidance. You're going to ask them to come through to you. And most times, especially in the beginning, they'll come to you in dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. The next thing I would say is pictures. If you have any pictures of your ancestors, you need to use them. Make a personal space, your altar, and you put their pictures. If you do not have a picture of a specific ancestor or you would like to honor and build a connection with ancestors who you aren't aware of their name, their status, how they look, etc., you say to my ancestors known and unknown. They know who you are regardless if you know who they are or not. They are already in your genetic makeup and in your code. They are there and they are waiting for you. The next thing I will say is personal items. Please excuse me if I'm looking over here because I have my notes to try to stay on topic. So personal items. Me, I walk with my ancestors all the time. This watch here is older than myself. Not gonna tell you how old I am, but just know that it's a very old watch. It is a very old watch. It was here before I was born, before I was even thought of, and now it is on my arm. Same for this gold bangle, older than myself, or gold bracelet, older than myself. I walk with my ancestors every day, all day. That they are who keep me protected, guided, grounded, all of the above. So personal items, if you have any jewelry, if you have any books or anything of the nature, you can use that. On my altar per se, I have jewelry, I have pictures, I have what that belongs to them, pictures, jewelry, what else do I have that belongs to them? I also have my grandfather's seal because he was in the army back in the day, so I have his royal seal up there as well with his picture, along with other things that we'll get into. What can you do? Another thing is give them offerings. Let them know that this is their space where they can feel comfortable to be, and this is where you guys communicate. I will say this one time, and please listen, set boundaries. Just like every other spirit, you have to set boundaries, regardless if they're your ancestors or not, because they will try to take over your home. Just like that. So the next thing is, offerings. So what can you give them for your offerings? whoa, excuse me. Think about it as if you have passed on. What would you like? You want the things that you had while you were here that made you happy, right? Same thing goes for them. So their vices. If they like books, you can put a book. If it's their favorite book, do that. They have a favorite type of pen, put that. Cigarettes, liquor, wine, water, their favorite foods. Keep it basic. When it comes to the foods, if it's a non-perishable item, you can leave it for longer. If it is a perishable item, I would suggest no longer than a day. Me, myself, if it's a perishable item, by the end of the night, I always remove it because I have small children. And for those of you who have small children, you know how that gets. And I don't want anybody getting food poisoning because they ate food that I left out for hours. So if it is perishable, I will put it. If it's a specific meal, I will sit with my altar and eat that meal. Sometimes I put fruits. I don't peel the fruits. I don't slice them. I'll leave them there for a day, up to 3 days, depending on the fruit, and then I consume it. That is how I do it. You can do what you do. I do what my spirit guides me. You listen to your spirit. So you put their favorite candies, cigars, like the cigarette for them. You could even put a cup of coffee in the morning if, your elders, like coffee. It's up to you. And after a while, things will start coming to you. You'll be randomly like, oh, I have to put this on my altar because your ancestor came through and said, this is what I want. And now, boom, you have that thought and they get what they want, right? So what are the benefits of working with your ancestors? Whew, I can go on forever, but to keep it basic, I feel like if there was a book on yourself and how you became to be you, that is what this would be equivalent to. That's how you say it. The knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that you gain from working through your ancestors is like no other. The clarity that they bring is amazing. Also, if you have ancestors like mine, they strong, boy. I'm not even gonna hold you. They are strong. They will protect you to no extent. Let me explain something to you. Your ancestors already protect you, but once you build that connection with them and you show your honor and appreciation for them, they're gonna come through 10 times fold, without a doubt. Now, I recently, within the last, I'm gonna say 2 years, is when I started working with my ancestors officially. And when I say officially, I mean have a separate altar just for my ancestors. Now I have two. I have one with my great grandmother, which I have been working with since she's passed. But I never thought about it so much as an altar until later on. I'm like, this is why you're so strong and you come through the way you do, because you've had an altar here and I've been honoring you since you passed. That is my lady and she comes through like this. And so does my grandfather, which is her husband. And it's funny because I actually never got to meet him in the physical. But our connection over the last year, whew, it's amazing, honestly. It was a little bit much in the beginning because he is very invasive and he likes to show himself. Anyways, so I think I touched on the main things on how to get started with prayer, the offerings that you can do, the benefits. If it's something that you need help with, getting a job, relationships, whatever, they will help with that as well. Let me explain something to you. Story time. So a few months back, after I had my last child, I was switching my career path. And in me switching my career path, I was so stressed out and I said, I'm gonna leave this in my ancestors' hands because they are the ones that are in control on a higher status, so they got some pull. You know what I mean? Sorry about that glitch, but they have a higher perspective and they have a higher as to what's going on, right? So I came to my ancestors and I prayed to them and I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. I know where I'm at. I understand where I need to be. Just help me get through this. I kid you not. I went to training, the first day of my training, at the end of my, my training period, which is day one out of two. my teacher pulled me aside and was just like, I have a shift on Sunday. It is a 12 to 13 hour shift and it is paying such and such, such and such an hour. And I was just like, don't I need to finish this stuff first? I got like one other part to another part and then another class to another class. So when I need to finish this, she's like, you're good. You're good. Here's the number. When you get there, ask for, and what did she say? Boom, drops my grandfather's name. The supervisor, my supervisor, and the guy who ran the company had the same exact name as my grandfather. My mind was blown. When I mean my mind was blown, because it was just like, okay, I see what you did there. I see what you're doing, and I dig it. I completely dig it. Another time with one of my recent ancestors who just passed within the last year, I was so, I was pregnant when she passed. So you can imagine it was a very emotional time anyways, because she's somebody who I was very close with. So pretty much as soon as she passed, I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna let you slip by, lady. This is what we're gonna do. Immediately, I started building a connection. Immediately. I kid you not, the third day after she passed, she entered into my dream. It was the clearest dream, so lucid, and my mind was blown. I'm not gonna get into the dream right now because whenever I tell people I get emotional and y'all not about to see a thug cry. Not today anyways. When I hit 1 million subscribers, then I might shed a tear for y'all. But until then, we're gonna keep it hood, right? So she entered my dream. Long story short, in that dream, she made it clear that she would not be maintaining a connection with me. Now, I feel as though that it would be hard for her to maintain a connection because she was not at all ready to pass over. So being that she wasn't ready to pass over, and it was so sudden, I believe that she was still in shell shock. So, sometimes you have to let the spirits be, and when they're ready, they will come to you. But she knows that she has a place in my home. She's on my altar. I speak of her daily, rocks her chain, her bracelet, lets her know that it is all love. And when she is ready to come through, I will be here for her just as she's there for me. And I know it every step of the way. I don't want to continue on with the stories, but I have plenty. If you guys want to hear them, drop a comment, let me know, and we will do a story time video. I'm all for it. But I think I pretty much touched on the basics of it, and I don't want this video to be drawn out extremely long. I want you guys to get to it. So get to it. Get to know your ancestors, man. And if you know them, just build that connection. They want it. And I want to say one last thing. I've worked with a number of saints, orishas, spirits, and I don't think any have come through as quick as my ancestors did, except for one. And that's Saint Expedites. So I'm going to say that. I'm not even going to lie to y'all because I have results with him in 3 days. But outside of him, my ancestors come through and they clear my house. Whatever I need, they clear my house. When it comes to me, they are extremely serious. I come from very, very, very militant folks. And if you know me, and you know that I come from some folks. So I hope this video reaches you guys amazing. I hope that this sparks something inside of you. Honestly, if you're watching this video right now and you haven't built a connection with your ancestors, this is your ancestors coming through right now saying, baby, I'm waiting. So let's get to it. Don't waste no more time. Don't waste no more. All right. So if you guys like this, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. I will be back with another video. It's always a blessing to kick it with y'all. And I'll be back later.